Welcome back. This is our April week 3. Just a moment, guys. My internet is acting a bit funny today. It refuses to connect. So while I sort this out, okay, I think it should be fine now. Sorry, guys, my internet is a bit slow today. Must be the rain or something. I don't know. I'm thinking. Okay, so how are you guys? After your holiday, I mean, it's technically not after your holiday. Just what, halfway through it. Okay, you have until next Tuesday, I guess. So I don't care whether you are having holiday or not, lah, because we are going to continue with our chapter 3. Okay, are you guys with me? Are you guys with me? What's with the silence, everyone? Okay, we are continuing with chapter 3, huh? We're continuing with chapter 3, so I hope you are with me. Hello, everyone. Okay, hi, Chining, how are you? Okay, my screen is acting weird again. So we are in 3.2, so before we sign off for our holiday, which was 2 weeks ago, I have finished our heart. Okay, we finished our heart, and just as a quick. Okay, why is my screen keep getting stuck? Okay, so as I have mentioned last 2 weeks, I think you still remember what is your atrium? Do you? What is an upper room? And what is your ventricle, which is the arrow pointing down the lower room? Okay, still a bunch of schoolwork. You procrastinate, is it? You procrastinate, is it? What have you doing for the past few days? Okay, so wow, so much. Okay, so you have arrow pointing up atrium and you have arrow pointing down ventricle. Remember? Remember? But that is not our main concern. Our main concern today would be our artery and vein. Do you still remember what are they? Do you still remember what are they? Artery is the pipe going out of your heart. Remember? So okay, let me just write it here, lah. Your blood vessel has two types. You have your artery, which is going out from the heart, and you have vein, which is entering into your heart. You procrastinated. So I suggest you a way to solve this problem, which is don't procrastinate. Problem solved. You're welcome. Right. So artery is going out and vein going in. Guys, is my screen getting a bit stuck because I swear to God, I couldn't. Okay, you know what? I'm moving my iPad as I speak, but it seems like the screen is not responding very well to it. Can you guys see what am I writing here? Not really, isn't it? Uh, okay, it's very laggy, I know. I know. Oh, okay, the thing got disconnected. Okay, you know what? Let me change the Wi-Fi real quick, see if I can get this fixed. Oh no, apparently I can't do that. Uh, okay. Okay, this is not good. This is not good. Hi, Rui, how are you? Get the internet. I wish I can. I wish I can. Because I'm at TDC, this is out of my control. I'm using the company's Wi-Fi as I speak. Oh my God, this is so laggy. Okay, you guys cannot see my screen, right? You know what? Screw this. I'm gonna use my hotspot, which is not the best. Give me a moment, guys. Sorry for this. Okay, it seems I have to fight this thing every week. I hope this is better. Okay, I hope you can see. Okay, not really. Oh, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Okay, apparently the Wi-Fi doesn't like me a lot. So of all the days, this has to happen when I'm about to teach something important. Oh yay. So how's your holiday while we are at it? How's your holiday? Did you guys do anything meaningful or did you guys do anything productive? Okay. Oh wow, my internet is very unstable. Got sick today. Hi, Shijian, how are you? Just hating your life. How are you? You're too young. You're too young to be that miserable. Okay, and okay. That's better. That's better. Okay, I'm glad you came, Shijian. At least you are here. Okay. So you guys can see my screen right now? You guys can see my screen? Is it better? Is it better? Better, huh? Okay, so let's continue with this. Okay, so you see you have artery here. Oh, right. I promised to teach you how to take drugs today, isn't it? If you remember. Okay, let's learn how to take drugs later. Okay, so this is your artery and this is your vein, as you can see. See, you remember. Okay, so if you have your heart here, the pipe heading out from your heart is your artery, and then going back into your heart is called your vein. Remember? This is the overview lah. If you remember this thing, so this is your heart, artery is going out, okay, and then your vein is coming back in. So you know this lah. So you see what's in the middle? What is in the middle? Right. So this middle guy is what we call capillary. Guys, pay attention here. This is our main guy here. This is where, okay, let's imagine this is your house. You stay here. This is you. Okay, this is your house. Right? So this is where all the exchange happens. What is this process called again? What is this process called again? I can't believe after holidays, I'm still talking about this word. What is this process called again? You giving oxygen and taking carbon dioxide. What is this? What is this process called again? Guys, we have talked about this in your lungs chapter and in your heart chapter many goddamn times. Yes, it's your gaseous exchange, right? Pertukaran gas. Right, so you see, exchange, guys, exchange can only happen in the capillary, right? It can only happen in the capillary. Why is that so? Because you see, this is where your blood capillary is thin enough. Can you see that? Right? Okay, go back to our Shopee story. Going back to our Shopee story. Right. If you stay here, can you say this is like a highway? This is like a highway. Your red blood cell is like a lorry. They are heading to the highway. Then what do? They will branch out from the highway. They will go to the smaller road and to your Taman road. And this is how they reach you and pass your parcel to you. Right? Right? You will never see your Shopee truck being at the main highway and say, yes, hello, is this Miss Lee? Can you please stand beside the highway? I will throw you your parcel. Wait, what? So you have to stand here and then they pass by, they will just yeet your parcel to you. They don't do that, isn't it? You see, that makes no sense. So they have to go from the main highway, they have to split from the main way to the smaller ways and smaller to go to your house and they pass your parcel to you. Nobody here lives right beside a highway, do you? As in literally right in front of your house. Do you open your door and you see a main highway there? Not really. Okay, it happens to me too, Shidan. They're trying to do their job quickly, I understand. Right? So you see, your red blood cell, they will branch to a smaller road so that they can reach you and give you your parcel. Only in the capillary can exchange happen. right? If you go back to here, you will understand. You see, when they reach your lungs, it's in the capillaries that they pass you, that they do their gaseous exchange. And then when they reach the body cell, it is only at the capillaries they will do their exchange. You get what I mean? They cannot do exchange here, they cannot do it here, they cannot do it here, they cannot do it here. They have to do it here and here, only at the capillaries, because they are very, very small. How small? Your capillary is even thinner than your hair, right? This thing is so small, one strand of capillary is thinner than your hair. That's how small they are. Right, guys, I have a question. I have a question. Say, for example, today, say, for example, you decide to run at a wall, head first, you bang your forehead to the wall. What's going to happen? What's going to happen to your forehead if you bang hard enough? What happens here? Yes, you get a bruise, right? You will get a bruise, right? The blue-black bruise, right? Guys, do you know what is a bruise? A bruise is when you break the capillaries. You see, sometimes you run into the corner of your table and then you go ouch, and then there will be a bruise at your thigh like the next day. That's what happens. Okay, because your skin is here, your skin is here. You see, capillary, they are so fragile, they are so small. A slight knock, they will go bruise. And when bruise, what happens during a bruise is when these they break. So you are technically having an internal bleeding. So bruising is actually an internal bleeding. An internal bleeding that you can see. That's why you see this pool of black color blood beneath your skin. That's actually your blood. Right? So, guys, what do you do next? If you are having a bruise, what do you do? Any St. John ambulance or any PPSM here? What do you do when you're having a bruise? Come, test your rub it, cry. After crying, what would be your next course of action? Use body. That is what my mom would do. Right. Yes, Aaron, you got it. Okay, guys. If you ask any St. John, if you are a qualified St. John, what do? You will use ice here. You know why? Because when you use ice, what's gonna happen? When it's cold, things will shrink, right? Things will contract, right? So when you put your ice here, your blood vessel will shrink. You reduce the bleeding here. You guys got what I mean? You guys get what I mean? Please, the worst thing you can do, guys, the worst thing is that you can do, this is what us Chinese like to do. You know what is tita? Chinese, we believe in this kind of stupid shit one. You know tita? Some kind of Chinese ointment thing. Tita. Tita. Okay, you know this tita thing? My mom swears by it. Okay, this is a very stupid thing to do. Okay, you know what is this? Okay, according to them, they have to press the bruise away. That's what my mom believes in. Every time I get a bruise, when I play ball or whatever, she will say, come. She will bring out the Chinese wine, and then she says she needs to press the bruise away. You see how stupid this is. You see how stupid this is. You see, you are already having an internal bleeding, right? Right? What happens when you press it more? Want to take a guess? You are already bleeding here now, and you say, hey, let's press more. Yes, more blood will come out. Yes, you'll spread like butter, the bruise will be more. Yep. So this is a stupid way to do it. So what do you do? Ice it, right? Any of you watch NBA? Any of you watch EPL or any professional sports? Whenever you see a player gets injured, the physio will come in and then they will use some kind of spray and spray at the injury site. The spray is cold, it functions like ice. It will shrink your blood vessel and it will reduce the swelling. I mean, if you can survive, yeah. That would be ideal. But no, you cannot survive in the freezer. So guys, next time when you get hurt, when you get injured, the thing you need is ice. Okay, you ice it here, things will be fine. It will reduce the swelling. This thing will heal by itself. Your body is amazing. Your body will heal by itself. There's no need to worry about it. You'll be fine. Okay, cool, Cool. Okay, guys, I have a question here. So now we have three vessels, right? We have artery, vein, and capillary, right? Which of it has the highest pressure? Which has the highest pressure? Like I said, when you cut this, blood will spray out. Which part has the highest pressure? Yes, that's correct. That will be your artery, right? And which place has the lowest pressure? Which is the most fragile? Take note of the word fragile. Yes, that will be your capillary. Okay, so that's all I want you. That's all I want you to know. You know why? Because the rest of it is just common sense. You see, You see, Let's look at the wall. Artery, they have thick and muscular wall. Why? Because to withstand high blood pressure. The pressure here is the highest, so they have the thickest wall. All right, and then for your capillary, it has the thinnest wall, 1 cell thick. They are so fragile. While your vein is okay, low but not the lowest. So it has thin and less muscular wall because they have low blood pressure. You guys okay? You guys okay? So you see, everything has to do with the pressure. So high pressure, thick wall. Very low pressure, very thin wall. Low pressure, thin wall. Okay, cool, cool. And then the next is also to do with pressure. You see, you guys remember what is valves? What are valves? You remember what is a valve? The thing that stops the blood from going backwards. Remember? The closing and open thing, the valve, right? So you see, artery here, the blood pressure is very high, isn't it? Very high blood pressure, isn't it? So you see, there's no chance, okay, there's no chance the blood will flow back. So there's no valves. Arteries do not have valves. Okay, yes, that's very good. Okay, so they do not have valves because they have high blood pressure. This one, they are so small, how to have valves? So no valve as well. This one, can you see the flaps here? These two flaps, they are the valves. Why? Because the pressure is very low. Okay, so there's a chance the blood will go backwards. That's why they need valves. You guys okay so far? You guys okay so far? Shijian, are you okay? I know you are sick lah. So still, thanks for coming to my class. I know you are sick, but you try to absorb as much as you can, okay? Rui, are you okay? Rui, are you okay? How are you? Have you finished your moral and sejarah project? I don't mean to rub salt at your injury, but it's really funny. Teacher thinking, oh wow, surprisingly. Okay, anyway, so what about the lumen? Okay, what is the lumen? Lumen is the hole. Lumen is the hole. Can you see this hole in the middle? Okay, that's the lumen lah. So you see, wow, suddenly I remind you guys of your homework. Okay, so you see this one, high pressure, isn't it? High pressure, isn't it? So you see the lumen is very small. Guys, this is the concept of watering your plant. You see, if you have a pipe, you want to water your plant, you want the water to go faster, what do? You pinch your pipe, right? You make the hole smaller so that the water can flow faster. Common sense, isn't it? And this guy, this is so thin, so it has the smallest lumen. And then your vein, the pressure here is very low, so they have very large lumen. So it goes together with the pressure. You guys get what I mean? And of course, function. Right, function. What is the color of artery? It's red, right? Why is it red? Guys, I've mentioned this so many times. In lungs, in heart, so many weeks we've been talking about the blood color. Why is it red? Yes, because it's oxygenated blood. It's oxygenated blood. All arteries are red, except, pay attention here, Remember we drew our heart last 2 weeks. Can you see this is the only artery that is blue? The artery that is heading to where? Where is pulmonary again, guys? Where is pulmonary? Yes, lung. So this is the only artery, the artery that's going to your lung. This is the only artery that is blue. So you see, all arteries will transport oxygenated blood except your pulmonary artery. This is the only artery that is blue. Okay? And of course, vein is the reverse lah. All veins are blue because they all transport deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. This is the only vein that is red in color. Right? So lung is actually reverse. Right? You see, lungs are very funny. Every part of your body speaks Latin. Your lung is the only part that speaks English. And now your lung decides to reverse the color of artery and vein. So they are kind of reversed. Why got two pulmonary vein? You don't need to know. You don't need to. Because one is from the left lung, one is from the right lung. I mean, if you want to know that lah. Not your concern. Okay, so this is the only vein that is red in color. Okay, and then what about capillary? They are the middle law. They are the middle law. They allow for gaseous exchange law. That's all. You don't need to know what color is the capillary. They're just somehow in the middle. You don't need to know. Okay, so guys, these are the 4 things you need to know. Okay, and they all have to do with pressure. Can you see, as long as you understand your heart, these 3, they are kind of common sense. I mean, if you don't study your heart, you won't score, right? Because you need to study your heart, you need to know certain parts which goes where. But your blood vessel, you can just kind of guess it. You can just kind of, take an educated guess to know, okay, which goes where. You will roughly know. Right? Remember I said this, you cut your artery, blood will spray out like crazy. But when you cut your vein, blood will just go, it will be a very lame bleeding. Okay? So, come, let's talk about drugs. Okay? Let's talk about drugs. I have a question here. Okay? I have a question here. You all take vaccines, right? So when you inject vaccines, which vessel are you injecting? Come, let's test you. You all take vaccines, right? There's no anti-vax here, huh? There's no anti-vax here. If you're an anti-vax, please don't come to my class because you are not a science student. You're a freaking idiot. Okay, so vein. Okay, so let me ask you. When you jab your vaccines, which part of the body do they jab? Which part do they jab? Do you still remember? I mean, there's only one place to jab, right? Which is your arm, right? Your shoulder here, right? Why here? Why here? Okay, guys, when you inject medicine into your body, we don't usually inject into your vein because there's no need to. Because this guy is very high risk, it's very, very deep. It's very hard to find. When you are injecting vaccine, oh yeah, the academics, you remember, huh? Okay, when you're injecting vaccine, you are actually injecting into your capillary. Why? Because every muscle has blood capillaries inside. No, that's not vein. That is your capillary. Okay, if they are drawing blood, then it's vein. Right? So that means, okay, you see, let's say this is your muscle. Nearby your muscle, there will surely be a capillary nearby. So when okay, let's just put it, okay, I say like this, you understand. So when I inject vaccines into your shoulder, these are the vaccine particles. Okay, so how does this work? When your capillary is doing exchange, gaseous exchange, this vaccine particles will go into your blood and then they will go back to your heart and go to the whole body. That's how it works, right? That's how it works. And why do you feel a sore here? I mean, when you took your COVID vaccine, I mean, the first day it's okay, but the next day you feel like, wow, there's a sore feeling in your arms, isn't it? Yeah, there's a sore feeling, isn't it? You know why? You know why? Because you see, number one, I I put a needle into your capillary. I created some tear. I have torn your capillaries apart. So partly the pain is because of the internal bleeding, and another reason is because there's a traffic jam here. Can you see all these particles being stuck here? So for them to go back, it takes time. So when you created a traffic jam here, there's like a very pumped, very full feeling on your shoulders, and you kind of feel not very comfy. You get what I mean? You get what I mean? So this is how it works. Right, so you might say, sir, since this is so slow, right? Why not we just inject our vaccine straight into the vein, right? Since this thing has to go back to the vein and go back to the heart, might as well I jab it here, right? I mean, you can, but it would be a very painful injection, and the needle is really big. Have you guys drawn blood before? If you compare the needle size, the drawing blood needle is big AF and it looks freaking scary. And the vaccine needle just looks kind of itty bitty cutie little needle, right? Which one would you rather be jabbed by? I mean, you know the answer lah, right? Yes, the blood donation center. Have you seen a bloody needle? It's this long. You want to be jabbed by that? I mean, if you want, okay, right? If you enjoy being tortured, you're a masochist. I'm not judging, right? Oh yeah, give me pain. Okay, just be my casket. Go and have your fun, right? I'm not judging, right? For me that okay, well, bro, donating blood is a good thing. Okay, so you see, so when we inject medicine, when we inject vaccine, we inject it here. Okay, but when we draw blood, okay, when you're drawing blood, when you're donating blood, you can't draw here. Why? Because it's so slow, right? That's why we draw it here. Okay, so usually where we draw it at the arms here, at your elbow here. Have you guys drawn blood before? Have you guys drawn blood before? If you go for a blood test, the nurse will tie a band around you here. They will tie a band here. Okay, if you haven't been drawn, you haven't drawn blood before, this is how it works. They will tie a very tight band here. Why? Because when they tie here, it creates a traffic jam in your arm. So your vein will pop out from your skin. It looks more visible, so it's easier for the nurse to go and poke your vein. Right? Yeah, I mean, sometimes vein is very hard to find lah. Okay, which brings me to my point. You know who is very good at finding veins? You know who is very good at finding veins and arteries? Drug addicts. Drug addicts. Okay, how do I know this? Because this is what my friend told me. Okay, guys, here comes my main point. If you were to take, say, crack cocaine, you know what's a crack cocaine? Okay, crack cocaine, crack cocaine. Okay, let's say you want to take crack cocaine. How would you take it? Of course, no lah. Okay, how would you take it? How would you take it? Okay, guys, there are few ways of administration of how you want to take your drugs. Number one, okay, this is what my friend told me lah. Okay, yes, you inhale it. The easiest way is to inhale it, right? Okay, how do you do it? You take your crack cocaine, you put it on aluminium foil or a spoon, you hit it from underneath. When the smoke comes out, that's what you inhale, right? You know why does it work? Because inside your nose, you have capillaries. You see how it works? So when you inhale your drugs into your nose, you put it into your capillary, it goes back to your heart and it goes to your brain. Okay? No. Let me finish it. Okay. I mean, if you watch Breaking Bad, when they smoke crystal meth, they do the same way too. They have a glass pipe and they put their crystal meth inside and they heat it, right? That's how they do it. Right? So they use their nose, or you can snort it same way. So you use your nose to go back to the vein, to go to your heart, to go to your brain. The main point is to reach your brain. That's how you get high. Right? What's the good point about this? It's very easy. This is the easiest way for you to take drugs, but This is only for beginners. Why? Because it's very slow. It's very slow. Seasoned drug addicts, veteran drug addicts, they wouldn't do this. Okay, because this is what my friend told me. Okay, according to my friend, because he has a patient taking drugs, okay, and according to him, when you smell the smoke, when you do the smoke method, the very fussy point is, the very mafan point is, you have to find a room without wind. You have to find a room without wind, and you have to burn so that the smoke comes out, and you have to smell, you have to sniff the smoke all the way. And do you know there's a name for it? Do you know there's a name for it? When you chase the smoke around, that's what they call chasing the dragon. That's what the drug addicts they call it, chasing the dragon, because the smoke looks like a dragon and you chase it. So that's the beginner way. Okay, so that's the beginner way. So my friend was asking this guy, so what's the advanced way? The advanced way, okay, guys, I have a question. If you're a drug addict, using this knowledge, would you jab it into your artery or would you jab it into your vein? Artery or vein? I have a hint here. I have a hint here. The point is to go to your brain. The point is to go to your brain. So would you use the artery or the vein? Yes, Aaron, you're correct. Would you use the artery or the vein? The point is to go back to your brain. Which goes back to the brain? Is it the artery or the vein? The answer is the vein. Okay, because you see, just now when I inhale, when I chase the smoke, I'm inhaling it here, so that it goes to my vein, it goes to my heart, and it goes to my brain. You see how this is very slow? But if you jab it into the vein, it's really fast. It goes to your heart and it goes to your brain straight. You see, I cut this pathway off, which is very fast. So if you use the injection way, you do it into your vein, you can feel the drugs in seconds. In seconds, right? Let's say you inject heroin. Let's say you inject heroin within, according to my friend, within like 20, 30 seconds, you can feel the high coming. You can feel the high coming. So this is where they go for, right? So you see, my friend was actually very curious. So my friend asked the drug addict, how do you know whether you are jabbing into an artery or a vein? Right? How are you guys so good at finding the artery and the vein? So the guy was like, very easy only ma. Very easy only what? You take your needle, you jab it into any vessel, and you draw the blood out. You get what I mean? You poke it and you draw the blood out. If you see fresh red blood, that's your artery. If you see dark red blood, deoxygenated blood, congratulations, you have hit a vein. My friend was like, oh my God. You see, even doctors, they don't know. 听都手软是不是？ Yeah lah. I mean, when you want to get high, you don't care about all this pain anymore. Okay? You go ask for dealer. No lah. This is patient and doctor secret ma. You cannot disclose your patient stuff ma. Okay? 肾上腺素the one is here. The one is here. You can just jab it anywhere. Right? So guys, so this is why you go for the vein. You don't go for the artery. Okay, so which vein do you go for? My friend actually asked again. So which vein do you shoot for? The slower vein, you don't feel the high that fast one, is your arm. All right, it's your arm. If you want to feel the drop as fast as possible, you will go for here, your inner thigh. Okay, your inner thigh. This is what the drug addicts call the highway. The highway, because you jab it there, within 10, 20 seconds, you can feel the heroin. Right? So, are you curious what happens when you jab it into your artery? Morphine is heroin. Morphine is heroin. Heroin is just a street slang. They are same opiate, belongs to the same family, same effect. Right? So, my friend was actually curious. So, what happens when you jab it into the artery? And the same thing happened to his friend, the drug addict's friend, because you know, drug addicts, they have a gang, right? So my friend actually asked this guy, so what happened when you jab it into the artery? You know what will happen? You know what happened? So this guy was using the highway, He was high halfway, you see. He had the first injection, he jabbed it into his vein, and now he feel the high. Okay, he felt the high, and for him, it was not enough. So what did he do? He decided to have another injection. And this time he wasn't so lucky. He jabbed it into the artery. So you know what happened? You know what happened? You see, let's say this is your leg artery. Let's say this is your leg artery. It goes to your leg cells, right? These are all your leg cells, right? All your leg capillaries, right? You know what will happen? If you inject any drugs here, because it doesn't go back to your heart, the drug particles is so big, they will jam up all your capillaries. Okay, they will create a traffic jam here, so blood cannot flow through. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Oxygenated blood cannot reach his legs. Oxygenated blood cannot reach his legs. So the next day when he woke up, after the heroin is gone, when he woke up, his whole leg turned black. The whole leg turned black, and that is what we call gangrene. The whole leg died. They have to send him to the hospital. They have to amputate his legs. Leg lah, just one side. They have to amputate the leg. Just because he jabbed it to the wrong vein, the wrong artery, the wrong vessel. Okay, so guys, taking drug is no joke. If you jab it into the wrong vessel, luck, you get your leg chopped off is considered a lucky case already. The unlucky case is you will create a blood clot and you'll get heart attack and you will die on the spot. So guys, you want to take drugs next time, aim for your vein. And how do you find your vein? I told you already. Jab your needle into your vein, hopefully a vein, and you draw the blood out. See what is the color of your blood. If you see dark red, yay, that's your vein. If you see fresh red, oh, no, you don't do that. That is artery. So the more you know, right? Wow, you see? So from this story, you know what I learned? I learned that to become a drug addict, you need scientific knowledge. You still need to learn science. Sir, this shit lah, I'm not. Many students say, tell me, sir, this shit, I'm not going to learn science. Next time, I'm going to be a stripper. I'm not going to be a drug addict. You think be drug addict so easy? Huh? You don't learn science or you jab it to the wrong thing, you will die in no time. Okay, so you want to be a drug addict? Be a smart drug addict and find your vein. Words to live by, guys. Words to live by. Okay, so you want to be a drug addict? Be a good drug addict. Be a smart one. Don't be a stupid one and die on the street, mati kata. Okay, so the more you know. So guys, do you have any question here? Do you have any question here? So you have your arteries coming out from your heart, and you have your capillary. This is where all the exchange happen. This is where the bruise happen. And then you have your vein going back to your heart. Easy peasy, right? Easy peasy, right? So these are just, common sense. For me lah, I think it's just common sense. And do pay attention to the lungs. You guys okay? When I'm going to do exam revision? Soon, I believe. Soon. It will be a seminar. The seminar timetable, we are already arranging it. It will be out in 1 or 2 weeks' time, don't worry. We will do revision as our seminar. Right? It will be on the weekends and it will be a free lesson. I think I told you guys, right? I told you guys about the seminar, right? So don't worry. Okay, anyway, so let me finish this today if I can. So let's talk about blood circulatory system. Okay, this is the one we have learned, right? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Our system is a first class system, remember? We have the economy class, we have the business class, and we have the first class, remember? So our first class system is really good. One cycle goes to the lungs and one cycle goes to the body, remember? Ours is a double system. Remember what's a double? And for fish is a single. Ours is a double. So our double system, they actually have separate names for each cycle. The cycle that goes to the lungs, remember what's the word we use for lungs? Whenever we see lungs, we have to use a very specific word and we call it Hello? Hello? What is the word? What is the word that is related to the lungs? Yes, Chloe, very good. That's your pulmonary. Remember? So this cycle, we call it a pulmonary circulation. Pulmonary circulation, which is to go to your lungs. And then to go to your body, we call it a systemic circulation because it's going to your system. Your body is your system, right? So it goes to your system. So we call it a systemic circulation. You guys go? You guys go? So pulmonary, systemic. So that's the two names of your circulation. And let me finish this lah. Let me finish this. Okay. So now the two remaining parts, I have to talk about your blood pressure and I have to talk about your pulse rate. This is more towards health problem already. Okay, guys. Just a quick question. Any of you here has parents who have high blood pressure? Anyone who has a family member that has high blood pressure? I'm sure most of your grandpa or grandma has high blood pressure, or maybe your mom or dad has high blood pressure, or your mom, or your grandpa. Okay, so you see how blood pressure works. Okay, can you see there are two motion of your heart? We call it the systole. This is your heart contracting. When your heart presses, this is what we call a systole. And then diastole is when your heart relaxes. Okay, relax. So you see, contract, relax, loop, 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 loop. Systole, diastole, systole, diastole. That's why, okay, why do they do this? When I contract, I press blood out from my heart. Okay, I press blood out, I pump blood out from my heart. And when I expand, I draw blood into my heart. So it's like drawing in, pushing out, drawing in, pushing out. So that's how it works. Okay, so that's why when it comes to, okay, for those who has high blood pressure, do you know how to read a blood pressure reading? Your blood pressure usually has two number. Your blood pressure usually has two number. Okay, when my heart pumps, my blood pressure goes high, right? So I have a high number, systole number. And when my heart relaxes, I have a low number. We call it a diastolic number. That's why your blood pressure has two number. So what is the gold standard? What is the gold standard? Okay, do you guys have the blood pressure monitor? Do you have the machine at home? The one that goes around your arm, when you press the button, then the thing goes, then it relaxes. Okay, so you guys have it? So have you guys played with it before? And do you know what is your blood pressure? Who has that at home? I have it. I mean, I measure my blood pressure. Okay, or 很痛 Okay, you guys have that thing, right? So do you know what's your blood pressure? Okay, if you have it, go and play with that thing. Because if you have high blood pressure, if your family has high blood pressure, you must buy the thing because you have to monitor your blood pressure every day. So what is considered a healthy blood pressure? If you are 120/80, 120 is the high number, the pressing number. The 80 is the relaxing number. So you have two numbers here. If you are 120/80 or below, you're considered healthy. Right? Your heart is not working very hard. Your heart is healthy. It's okay. Right? So if you are 115/75, wow, congratulations, you're very healthy. Right? Not too low lah, not too low. If you're below 90, below 60, that is too low already, you can faint. Right? So if you're 11 something, 60 something, 70 something, wow, congratulations, you're very healthy. Right? If you are above 120/80, let's say you are 120 something, 130 something, or and then 80 something, you are not yet high blood pressure. You are considered as a pre-high blood pressure. What does it mean by pre? That means you do not yet have high blood pressure, but you are on the way. You are definitely on the way, right? And the moment you hit 140/90, congratulations, you are now considered as a high blood pressure, as hypertension, right? So soon why soon? Okay, so what about for those who has parents or grandparents that has high blood pressure, do you know what's their number? Do you know what is their number? You have to go and ask them what's their number. So now you know 120/80 is the gold standard. All right. So if you are below that, then hey, good for you. Okay. If you're above that, are certain things that you need to do. And what are the certain things? I'll tell you later. Okay. So next is the pulse rate. Okay. What's the difference? Okay, guys, do not confuse blood pressure and pulse rate. They are very different. Heart pressure, blood pressure is how hard your heart is pressing. How hard is it working? Pulse rate is how fast is it working. You see the difference? Blood pressure is how hard, pulse rate is how fast. Pulse rate, this one is very easy to measure. Do you have a smartwatch? If you have a smartwatch, this thing will be there, right? If you are resting, your pulse rate might be like 70 something or 80 something. If you are running, let's say, your pulse rate will be 120, 130-ish. And if you are running at the top of your lungs, you are being chased by a dog, then maybe your pulse rate should be around 190. Have you guys measured this before? They even measure this on the treadmill. You know, when you're running on the treadmill, they have two handles there, one you hold it, and then they will show your pulse rate. That's the thing lah. Okay, this is really easy to measure. So, what affects your pulse rate? Number one, physical activity. The more active you are, right? Let's say you are running instead of walking, so your pulse rate will be higher. Wow, 116 is healthy. 116 is healthy. Okay, about gender, guys, males, we have lower heart rate than female. Why? Because the lower your heart rate, the stronger your heart is. Right? You see, the lower your heart rate, the stronger your heart is. Okay, why is that so? Because you see, okay, if let's say I'm 70, you are 80, my heart only needs to pump 70 times to be enough, while yours need to pump 80 to be enough. You get what I mean? My 70 is equivalent to your 80. So does it mean my heart is stronger? Yes. So you get what I mean? You get what I mean? So the lower your heart rate is, the stronger your heart is. Okay, so you might say then, sir, why do males have lower heart rate? Because males have more muscles. Male's heart is bigger. So that's how it works. If you're a triathlon, I have a student just now, okay, my another Form 3 class, she said her resting heart rate is 50. Damn. Okay, so I asked her how did you get here? So she says she practices running every day. She runs like 6 to 10 kilometers every day. Surprising? No. Okay, so the more you work your heart is a muscle, guys. The harder you work your muscle, the stronger it becomes, right? Easy. Okay, and age, this one, as you go older, your pulse rate will go lower. Okay, because as you go older, everything slows down. This is a bit different. You might say, sir, I thought you said just now slow down is become stronger. Not when you age. When you age, you become lower because your heart is getting weaker. Okay, that's just what happens. And of course, body health. If your pulse rate is not too high or not too low, that's good enough. Right? I mean, of course, the lower the better lah. It means you're very athletic. You are not a couch potato. Okay, if your resting pulse rate is like 80 plus, or you are a couch potato, right? If you are 50 or 60, good for you. You're a you're an athlete. You can climb flights of stairs without feeling tired. While those people having 81, one flight of stairs, they're like, kill me already. You have people like that. Are you one of that? If you do, then if you are, then it's not too late to change. Okay, go and exercise. Right. So, guys, you can don't pay attention to the pulse rate is okay, because the attention is still blood pressure. Blood pressure is the main point. So remember, I said, how do you keep your blood pressure healthy? These are the ways. How do you ensure a healthy heart? Guys, pay attention here. This will come out in K-bar. And as you know, exams, they love asking about K-BUT, so this part will come out. So how do you ensure a healthy heart? Guys, I don't know about you. If you have a sense, if you have a tiny bit of common sense, this is actually very self-explanatory and you already know this. So how do you make sure your heart is healthy? You eat less salt, less sugar, less fat, less cholesterol. Obviously, especially salt. Salt will push your blood pressure sky high. And of course, maintain good blood pressure and sugar level. Obviously, do not smoke, do not take drugs or take alcohol. Exercise regularly. Okay. At least 30 minutes, 5 times a week. Do you guys meet the minimum requirement? This is the minimum requirement. Okay. If you're moving less than that, please move more. Why so specific? This is the standard set by the American Health Association. Okay. What? Why would you do that? Okay, so eat vegetable, fruit, cereal, seed, and high or anything high fiber. Fiber can clean your blood vessel. So they will make your blood vessel healthy. They all obese. I mean the association asks us to ask them to do that, but they don't do it lah. Sleep at least 7 hours daily. I believe many of you failed this. Right, guys, think about this. Think about this. The more you sleep, the more your heart gets to rest. You get what I mean? If I ask you to do OT, let's say I ask you to work overtime every day, of course you're gonna burn out. Of course you're gonna die. Same goes to your heart. If you don't sleep, you're forcing your heart to work extra hours. So of course it's gonna die faster. Okay, so at least 7. And if you're really paranoid, do heart examination once a year and lead a stress-free life. Guys, I wouldn't say stress-free. I would say manage your stress. Because let's face it, there's no such thing as stress-free, right? I mean, stress-free is not a very good thing lah. You need a little bit of stress to have motivation. That is what we call positive stress. Okay, sleep more feels even more tired because you rested too much. Your brain feels, I mean, that is something to do with your REM and your deep sleep. Okay, I'll explain that next time. Okay, so that's it for about 3.2 for our 3.2 The main point is still our blood vessel This is our main point today. The blood vessel. I mean, it's not too hard, isn't it? Okay, and as for okay, let's do some exercise, shall we? I mean, I am talking out of syllabus again. Okay, to the point that we have no time for exercise. Okay, let's go to page 18, shall we? Let's do some. Guys, I cannot finish the exercise. The rest I leave it up to you to do. Please go home and do the exercise. Okay, so number 5. So they want you to label blood vessel KLM. What is this? What is the one with the very small hole and the very muscular wall? The thick blood vessel. What is it called? The strongest, most elastic, most muscular. That would be your artery. Right? Imagine the blood pressure here. It will be very high, isn't it? Because the hole is so small. What about this in the middle? What about the thin one? Your kampong road, your taman road. Yes, your capillary. Okay? Now, just write capillary will do. Just capillary will do. And what about this? What is the less muscular one, the very lame one? Yes, that would be your vein. Okay, can you see why exchange happens here? Because it's very thin here. This one very thick, this one very thick, so cannot do exchange. So next, draw arrows in diagram above to show the direction of oxygen. So guys, please change this to solid line, because this one is already dotted. So direction of oxygen and carbon dioxide for structure L. So how do they do this? Oxygen goes to your body cell, solid line, and carbon dioxide goes back to your blood vessel. Okay, gaseous exchange. Yeah, I mean, I've said this for a million times already. So you should know lah. And then next, what process take place at the capillary? What is this? What is this? Oh my God, I'm so sick of this answer. Gaseous exchange. Pertukaran gas. Okay. And how are the capillaries suited for this process? Why do it at the capillaries? As I said just now, because the capillaries, they are very thin. Okay, thin, nipis. This is your Taman Road that they can pass your parcel to you. This highway and this highway, they have no way of passing the parcel to you. Right? So provide an example of other substances beside gas that diffuse into structure L from your body tissue. What else beside carbon dioxide that goes into your blood vessel? What else do you throw into your blood vessel? So besides your carbon dioxide, you have waste product. Okay, bahan umum. Yeah. Remember what is it? No, 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 oxygen. Oxygen is here. Oxygen is here. They ask you what is throwing out. What is your cell throwing out? So waste product. You remember what is this, right? This is your valve. Okay, what is the function? Yeah. Okay, do it yourself lah. Okay, guys, I'm sorry I couldn't finish all the exercise with you. So please go home and do it yourself and focus on questions like these. Can you see this is a K-bar question? So this guy is having a heart attack. Sir, you need to change your eating habit. What should I do? So if you're a doctor, what should you tell him? This is the K-bar question I mean. Right? So really easy, right? I don't know lah. For me, I think it's very, very common sense. Okay, you should be able to answer. So guys, before I go, again, if this lesson and last lesson, which is the hard one, if you need to rewatch this lesson, please come and WhatsApp me. I will send it to you. Watch it how many times you want, and please do the exercise. Go find 营养师. I don't accept the answer. Okay, so guys, please do your exercise. Please do your exercise because you need practice. Don't think that, oh, as long as I listen to sir, then I know how to do it. No, please do your exercise. Okay, because next week I will go into blood. Next week I'll be talking about blood, which is 3.3. Okay, so I assume you guys have no question. Okay, please go home and do the exercise yourself. I will see you again next Thursday. Okay, have a good one, guys. I will see you soon. So take care. Happy Thursday. Good night and bye, guys. Bye bye.